Hey everyone, I'm Jack, and this envelope checks off a plant on my wish list. But it is way too hot to be outside. Let's go in and I'll show you what I got. Alright, now we're inside and it's a lot more comfortable with that air conditioner on. So let me explain this big buildup. When I first bought that Bishop's Cap cactus, that was my first. If you saw that video, then you know that was the very first one on the grow rack that was very empty back then. And I bought it and I was happy. I liked it, and I went back to the store and I got another one, another cactus, and I got succulents and then more and more. And I was happy with the selection that I could find at the store. But then there was something about getting something that was kind of rare. There's cactus and there's succulents that are rare, and that's what this is. This is one of the rare the rare succulents. And there's something about having something that not very many people have, or helping grow a plant, that's in danger of possibly becoming extinct. I don't know if these are in danger of becoming extinct. I do know that they're rare. They grow in a very limited area, a very specific place. So that's what this is. This is, having something that is rare. Not a lot of people may have these, and from what I understand, the only way you can grow them is from seed. And so let's open this up. I'll stop dragging this out any longer. And these I got off of, what's in there? 2 peanuts. Well, a peanut. I got these off of Etsy from a company called Smart Seed Store. If you would like, I'll put a link down in the description in case you want to check them out. They are on Etsy, and they are headquartered out of Claremont, California, my home state, California. It comes with this really nice germination, kind of a letter really, germination guide explaining different ways to propagate things, what you should look for fruit seeds, and all different kinds are listed on here. So here are the seeds. Let me move these peanuts out of the way. They give you this really nice card, Smart Seeds, rare exotic seeds from around the world. And they sent 5, so I knew that it was going to be 5. And they're in this really nice envelope, Aloe polyphylla, spiral aloe. Nicely packaged, a nice little Ziploc bag to keep it from getting wet. You don't really need to protect it at all with anything more than just a padded envelope. So I'm pretty impressed with the shipping. I was happy. It got here as soon as it can from California to Arkansas. And so what I thought I would do is I'm only going to plant 3 and hold 2 of them back and just monitor the 3 and see how they grow, and see if there's something that happens, or to give me some kind of baseline information that I can possibly start the next 2 and have success if these 3 don't make it. So let me get all my stuff that I have right here. I have 3 pots, black on black, which is perfect. I didn't really think that one through. I'm trying out this new table, and I have a bunch of different colors on here, and gosh, black might not have been the best choice, but anyway, maybe I can just do it like this. How about that? Move these out of the way. And I have my gravel. I have some tags, labels that I'm going to put on there so I know what they are. Got a Sharpie to write on them. And I have my trusty cake tin that has now become my little planting tin. I used to do a lot of baking, and now that I have this hobby, I don't really have time to bake. So this makes a perfect little planting tray to put your pot in. The dirt doesn't go all over the place, it just goes right in this nice little cake tin. And then off camera I have my soil that I always use with perlite mixed in. And I think what I'm going to do for these, here's that sound, is I'm just going to put in a couple of handfuls of gravel in the soil just to kind of promote good drainage. That was one thing that I've read in all the forums about these, is the one thing that they really need is good drainage. So I put some in the soil with the perlite. So I've just put in just a couple of handfuls just to kind of, give it that extra little bit of drainage. I don't want to put too much because I think all the gravel is just going to end up kind of falling to the bottom anyway. So I'm just going to, like always, put a little bit of gravel into the bottom of this pot. And you don't need to put too much. I only put, maybe a 1/4 inch on the bottom just to keep that soil from coming out through these holes. And on every one that I've done so far, it's worked perfect. It adds a little bit of weight to the pot, which if it's outside helps, keep it from blowing over in the wind. And it also keeps that soil inside the pot. So now I'm just going to use my spoon that my wife found out I'm using, and she wasn't mad, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm just going to put in some soil into this pot. And I'll probably just go, not to the very top, because there's really no need. These seeds are just going to go on the soil surface, and then I think I'm going to just kind of sprinkle some soil over the top. You don't really want to bury these, so they're sort of top sowed. So I don't really feel I need to fill this up, all the way to the top. So there's one. Okay, so here they are, all full. Here's the last of the 3. Now what I do know about these from a lot of research is they're a cool weather plant. So I live in Arkansas, and in the summer here it's anything but cool. And so I think what I'm going to have to do is, once these start growing, and I'm hoping that they do, I'm going to have to keep them indoors. And I read that wasn't ideal for these, but I just, where I live, I don't really have that choice. And my thought is that, growing them indoors will kind of pamper them. I can give them a cool temperature, I can give them a growing light, and I think that they would do better than if I were to plant them outside. In fact, I know they would do better, because I think outside or in our summer that, they would just die for sure. Now what I'm going to do is just open this little envelope and carefully take out 3 seeds. Oh, I just realized that I did this. I'm not being paid by Smart Seeds at all to advertise for them. I just kind of stuck that there just to give you something to look at, so it's not just 3 pots filled with dirt and a pair of scissors. So I bought these. They did not provide these for me. I'm not obligated to give them any kind of good review or anything like that. I just want to make that clear that it was there just to give you something to look at. So now all you really do is just take these seeds and just put them right on the soil surface. And then I have another container with just soil. There's no perlite in here. And this is the soil that I've been using. It's got a lot of sand in it. So I can kind of mash it up between my fingers and just put a really light dusting of soil over these seeds. So now all we do is just drop the seeds right on top. There's 1, 2. And then while these are here, I'm going to just take a little bit of this soil and sprinkle just a little bit on the top, and then just maybe lightly spread it around over the top of that seed so it's not just a big clump of soil on top. Alright, so here's the last one. Drop it on top. Take a little bit of the soil, just lightly sprinkle it on top. Spread it around so it's not a big clump, and there you go. That's how easy that is. And so now all I'm going to do is take a spray bottle and just give it a light misting over the top. And I will have to keep an eye on these and make sure that that soil stays, somewhat wet. Not too wet, but you don't want it to dry out as well, because then it just won't germinate. And now the only thing left to do is fill out the label, the identification stake. There we go. Spiral aloe, Aloe polyphylla. Put those in there. Here they are in their resting spot on the propagation shelf underneath a kind of a mild light. And let me move this Sansevieria out of the way, and that way you can kind of see them. And so there we go. I'm hoping that they sprout. I read somewhere that they sprouted within a couple of weeks. Somebody had some and they did really well. So we will see. I just have to wait and keep them watered, like I said. Keep an eye on them and make sure they don't dry out, and we should be good to go. So if you like this video, click the like button for me. Consider subscribing to see more videos. And until the next time, thanks for watching.